All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're looking ahead to the future.
To the future.
And specifically, we're going to be diving into the future of the Ginger Cat podcasts.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So they just released this announcement of all their plans for 2025.
It's ambitious.
It is. And it's kind of cool. Like, think of it this way. Like, say your favorite podcast or show, whatever, just dropped like their whole plan for the year.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we're going to do.
It's a sneak peek behind the scenes of the creative process.
Yeah. So let's jump into it. So right out of the gate, the announcement says, what's new? Everything.
I mean, that's a pretty bold statement, right?
Yeah.
They're not pulling any punches, are they?
No, they're not.
No.
And they go on to say that we can expect fresh podcast formats and collaborations that will blow our socks off.
I love that they said that.
I know.
Blow your socks off.
That's so great.
It's good.
So what do we think these new formats could look like?
Well, I mean, they've always been great storytellers, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they're going to venture into like full-blown audio dramas.
Okay.
Like fully produced, stories with sound effects and music and,
it'd be cool.
Immersive soundscapes. Yeah.
I like that.
Or maybe they'll get even more experimental and try some interactive formats, something that really pulls the listener in.
Okay. Yeah, I like where you're going with this. And
Yeah.
and thinking about the collaborations too.
Yeah.
They mentioned wanting to bring in some diverse voices.
Mm-hmm.
So could we maybe see them partnering with experts from other fields?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like what if there was like a Ginger Cat podcast on history
That'd be interesting.
or science or even, I don't know, geocaching?
Geocaching, that's specific.
I know, right? But, maybe they'll tap into one of your hidden passions.
Maybe they will. I'd listen to that.
Right.
I think it's a smart move,
Yeah.
if they branch out into these kind of like niche topics, right? They could bring in a whole new audience while still keeping their core fans happy.
Yeah.
And, they did specifically say they want to feature more unsung heroes.
Yeah.
Just everyday people with these like really interesting stories.
Yeah, like giving a platform to those voices that we don't always hear.
That's powerful.
It is powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait, there's more.
Oh, there's more.
They're also adding this monthly listener spotlight.
Okay.
So, like, imagine you sharing your story with the entire Ginger Cat community.
It's pretty cool.
I know.
It's like a great way to build that sense of community. And,
Yeah.
and I think it just really shows their commitment to creating a real community around their podcasts.
Okay, but this next part is where it gets really interesting, especially for you listening right now.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
So they're going to start doing these interactive episodes.
Interactive episodes, what does that even mean?
I know, right? So think about it. Instead of just listening, you're actually participating. Yeah, like they said, they're going to have live Q&As with the creators' polls where listeners can actually like influence what happens in the show.
Okay.
And even chances to co-host an episode.
Co-host, that's a bold move.
It is bold.
They're really kind of like blurring the lines between the creators and the listeners.
Yeah.
Making it this much more dynamic and engaging experience.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, how is this whole move towards interactivity going to shape the future of podcasting?
That's a great question.
I mean, we see this trend happening everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Across different platforms, different kinds of media. But it'll be interesting to see how Ginger Cat specifically uses these tools.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And of course, no podcast announcement would be complete without a little teasing.
Oh, of course, they got to leave us wanting more.
Exactly. So they did hint at some possible collaborations with other shows.
Juicy.
I know. And they even name-dropped Creature Chronicles.
My favorite.
I know. So could we be seeing a crossover episode?
That would break the internet.
I know they really know how to keep us on our toes.
They do.
Okay, so we've talked about all this new stuff coming, but they also mentioned something else that I think is super interesting.
What's that?
They're tapping into the power of nostalgia.
Ooh, nostalgia. I love it.
I know, right? And they're doing that by planning some throwback episodes that focus on the late 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, yes, please.
I know.
That's my jam.
Right? It's like that era holds such a special place in so many people's hearts.
Absolutely.
Like, who doesn't love thinking back to dial-up internet and those questionable fashion choices?
Fashion choices don't get me started.
Right. But it's like those shared experiences, they connect us.
Yeah, nostalgia is powerful.
It is.
It creates a sense of community and shared memory.
Yeah, so Ginger Cat is clearly shaking things up in 2025.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
But here's the question for you listening at home.
Yes.
Do all these changes line up with what you're looking for in a podcast?
Good question.
Are they hitting that sweet spot between trying new things
Yeah.
and staying true to their core audience.
Yeah.
It's something to think about as you listen to their shows this year.
And with all these changes and innovations that Ginger Cat is bringing to the table,
Mm-hmm.
it really makes you wonder, how do you think podcasting is going to evolve over the next few years? What does the future hold for your favorite shows?
That's something worth pondering
Yeah.
as you dive into your next podcast binge.
Absolutely.
So until next time, happy listening.
See ya.